You're watching a movie. It's a sad movie. The people around you feel sad, too. The tears flow. But wait a second. That's very strange. You know that this is all fiction. The man who died is just an actor. He's alive right now. Yet, why do you cry? In 1996, a researcher from the University of Parma, Giacomo Rizzolatti, made a discovery as valuable as DNA, certain nerve cells. The name of this nerve cells was mirror neurons. These were cells literally functioned as a mirror. What you saw with your eyes was reproduced within your brain, and you could perceive the image even without having the experience ourselves. This way we can mirror the image of someone else in our brain and become that person. When this astonishing mechanism of contagious emotions was completely clarified, this world will be fundamentally changed. Welcome back to this channel. I apologize in advance for your inconvenience with my video. I try my best for my channel. In this video, we will recap a manga that is quite exciting. A little synopsis of this manga: when a schoolgirl who lives a normal life is suddenly sentenced to life in prison. Without further ado, let's get into the story of this manga. Before that, don't forget to subscribe and like this video so that I am more enthusiastic in making videos. Thank you. Early April, in Hiroshima. A girl is seen daydreaming with a middle-aged man while driving. The girl opens the car window, and the man tells her to close the window because it's cold. The girl just stays silent, but the man immediately understands why the girl opens the car window: because of the cigarette. Not long after, it is heard on the radio, a body, male, has been found in a hotel. A 17-year-old girl has been arrested under suspension of murder. He has been strangled. Because 7 similar accidents have occurred in the metropolitan area, the police assumes that the girl is involved with them as well. The man can only be surprised what is going on in Japan. Until 2015, there were only 6 to 7 murders committed by young women. But in the past few years, the number has doubled. Ordinary girls turned homicidal overnight. The other day they said on TV that they gave a mythological name to this phenomenon. They called it the Medusa syndrome. Medusa used to be a beautiful goddess. Suddenly, she turned into a monster. He impressed the media came up with such a name. Seen from the car window, the girl seems to miss her school days. What happened to her? Who is she and that man? Watch until the end. 6 months ago, Tokyo. The girl's name is Amagi Chika. She looks very happy with her food. Chika also loves to eat. She can eat several portions. When she was enjoying her food, suddenly the teacher appeared behind her. Chika didn't seem to care too much about her teacher's presence. She was more concerned with her food that she hadn't finished yet. When the lesson was over, Chika was still eating, and her friends were just amazed to see her who loved to eat so much. Chika is also quite popular at her school. That's because she is friendly to everyone, and she is also quite beautiful. Many boys approached her. One of them was Takahashi from the baseball club, but Chika turned him down. She has the nickname Miss Juban Academy. But she is not very interested in the boys at her school. One of her friends then said that Chika has a thing with her brother. Chika blushed, and then she was teased by her friends. Then her friends asked Chika to go to karaoke, but she refused the invitation because she already had an appointment with one of her senpai from the cake shop. With Chika, who loves to eat, of course she chooses food. When Chika arrived at her house seemed quiet. She then went to the kitchen and opened the refrigerator to look for a drink. She saw a note left by her parents that said, "We'll be back late. Order some food for dinner. Your ballet teacher called. Make sure not to skip practice." Chika didn't seem to care about the note left by her parents. Chika felt lonely after her brother was still around. Her brother, who is 8 years older than her, was the mood maker of the family. She really loved her gentle brother. Because he was so successful, her mom and dad treated him very well. A year and a half ago, he went to the US to study, and her family fell apart. All her parents do is work. They forced her all day and do ballet. They are so selfish. That was Chika's thoughts about her family. She went to meet her senpai at the place they had agreed on. Suddenly, several men approached Chika and complimented her branded clothes. The men were her senpai's friends. Chika was confused by the presence of the men. Senpai just answered, "The place we're going doesn't accept high schoolers alone. These gentlemen will be escorting us." Chika looked doubtful because senpai didn't say that she was going to invite a man. The place that senpai meant was a nightclub. Chika was like, "What the hell?" Chika felt cheated by her senpai. This has nothing to do with sweets. Senpai then offered alcohol to Chika, but senpai said that Chika didn't have to drink it. Because she was already in the club, she tried to drink alcohol. Don't try this if you're underage to drink. With Chika, who likes food and drinks, she also likes alcohol and it's tasty, she said. Not long after, she got drunk and went down to the dance floor and danced with her senpai. The men just watched Chika from afar, looking tempted. After dancing, they went home and were escorted by one of the men. Both senpais looked very drunk, but she was still conscious. Suddenly one of the senpais felt nauseous and Chika told the man to stop. But the man said that his house was not far from here. She was a little hesitant to go to the man's place. But senpai couldn't stand it anymore and Chika had no other choice but to go to the man's place. When Chika arrived at the man's place, she was very shocked. It turned out that the other man was already in the house naked. Then Chika was pushed into the room. She fell and was surrounded by naked men. She tried to ask for help from her senpai, but she was the mastermind behind all this. The man gave the senpai quite a lot of money. Chika was just confused seeing the intense incident. "Look at these bitches," she said, "that's how it is. Go have some fun with them. They've had their eyes on you for a while now. What a bitch." Chika was pulled into the room. They had been patiently doing something bad to her. One of the men took out a knife and forced her to be quiet. When they started their action, Chika took the knife that the man had put down and sliced both men's eyes. She looked different, her eyes suddenly changed. What happened to her? Just wait for it. Back to the present. The middle-aged man asked to chat, but Chika chose to remain silent. Chika said nothing, but her stomach didn't. They also stopped at a cake shop. Turned out, the man was the police who detained Chika. What happened to the men and senpai who raped her? Amagi Chika, she's one of the girls who has the Medusa syndrome. She has been sentenced to life. Considering the circumstances, the judgment is a bit too harsh though. This girl killed 5 people. He has been a cop for 20 years. This is his first time transferring a young girl to prison. His daughter is about the same age as her. According to the police report, she first sliced the man who attacked him with a box cutter and killed him by repeatedly slashing his neck. Thereafter, she threw away the broken box cutter and used the objects in the room as weapons. In just 2 minutes, she killed 5 people. Her crime was filmed from start to finish by the camera on the scene. It becomes proof of her actions. There was no room for doubt. The two of them talked about what happened to Chika. He said he didn't know. The police told her many times that she did it. They even showed her the video, but she can't remember. She can't recall anything of the few minutes when it happened. When she came to herself, she was standing in a sea of blood. In the trial, they didn't accept that as an excuse. Her attorney told her not to appeal to the verdict. During the trial, the family of her senpai and the men were present. As you can see, the victims' families cursed him in court. Remembering that incident, Chika cried. They arrived at their destination. There will be a boat to pick her up from the prison on the other side of the water. The prison is on an island. It's called Haguro Prison. It was built with the help of ordinary people. Japan's first pound-type woman prison. The prisons in Japan are ranked. For a first-time offender, B for second-time offenders. L for long-term, over 10-year sentences with hard labor. Foreigners go to F, women to W, and pound are full of murderers and those who committed other atrocities. The rumors have, people who are there are just like her. Young girls who have this Medusa syndrome. A prison where the most villainous criminal young girls are gathered. An island where only Medusas live. Chika was then offered a cigarette by the officer. She then took the cigarette and tried it. He was messing around with her. As he said earlier, that prison was created by normal people. It's a joint venture between the government and civilian. There were other such prisons as well. All of them are newly built. And the prisoners are treated relatively well. So even if this is an LB-type prison, it should be a much better place compared to the other prisons. The officer tried to calm Chika down. Not long after that, the boat that picked up Chika arrived. 2 guards got out of the boat. The male guard was named Nishi, and the female was named Azuma. The guards were so young. Nishi then ordered Azuma to carry the luggage. Azuma was surprised because Chika's luggage was not too much. Azuma was a little confused because Chika had been in a detention center for 6 months. Most people would have more luggage. But Chika only had a few things. Then Nishi asked about Chika's parents, but he immediately understood her situation from seeing Chika's expression. She has been abandoned by her parents. They left the place. Before leaving, the officer said if she gets out, he'll treat her to croquettes, and Chika looked happy. She then replied by saying he should stop smoking. It will dull his sense of taste, and he won't be able to eat anything yummy. Chika and the guards left. The officer muttered she was a weird prisoner, laughing and whining. Is everyone who has the Medusa syndrome like that? Before lighting his cigarette, he remembered Chika's message and broke the cigarette. On the boat, Azuma stared at Chika. She then stared back at Azuma and asked, "Is there something?" Azuma then blushed. He adored Chika because she was cute. She considered herself lucky to work as a guard. What a weird girl. He also said that there were many beautiful girls in prison. Chika then asked what Haguro prison was like. Haguro prison, it's a high-tech prison. It's a modern building and there's a lot of greenery on the island. Suddenly Nishi joined in their conversation and apologized to her. He wondered how long she would be safe there. Chika was just confused hearing Nishi's words. The island was visible from a distance, and they were almost there. Currently, there are 77 penal institutions in Japan. 9 of them are for women. Men are separated by the length of their term, the severity of their crime, or by their age. But that's not the case for females. There are approximately 5,000 female prisoners. To avoid having too many of them in one place, young, old, thieves, drug addicts, murderers, they all eat and sleep in the same place. In order to mitigate this problem, civilians contributed to build a prison. The results are Japan's first LB-type women's prison, the Haguro prison. When they arrived at the prison, and the place was quite large. The building can accommodate 100 people. There are 2 more of type building. They're still in a trial phase, so they hardly use them. After all, there are only 9 prisoners, including Chika. It can be said to be quite a few, but since it's Japan's first experiment, they're being cautious. They're slowly taking in new prisoners with the hope that they can be operational after a year. Only 9 people are in this big prison and makes Chika even more curious. Azuma and Chika arrived at the examination room and did a full body examination. She looked embarrassed considering Azuma was a little strange, but she had no other choice. Azuma seemed happy with his work in this prison, which was filled with beautiful girls. Then she began with the CT scan. They also have a drug and metal detector as well. As she said, a high-tech prison. They can investigate the inside of their body even while they're dressed. The scanning process was finished and there were no problems. Then Azuma gave her a tool. These tools are a GPS tracker and identifier. First, she gave her a bracelet that said LB0009. The bracelet was for the ID device. The number is her personal number. She can use it in various places such as the cafeteria or the bath. And she is not allowed to take it off. One more thing, an ear padlock. It will relay her position to them around the clock. Azuma used a special organic glue for that. It can only be removed with a special solvent. After the process was complete, they met the warden. He's the warden, Makube. Chika nervously introduces herself. The warden begins his speech. This place does its best to rehabilitate grave criminals. Most of the criminals had issues at home. They usually grew up in an environment where they didn't learn anything about ethics and how to live with others. In this place, with him as the father and the personnel as the rest of her family, he has set up a program where she can learn about life. He continues his speech by touching Chika's shoulder. By studying, people can reflect on their actions and return to society as a normal person. He believes by doing that, she can also hold a memorial service for her victims. And with a creepy smile he says, "You can think of me as your father." Azuma and Chika then leave the warden's room. Azuma says that the warden is a good person. The people there call him Dad. But Chika has other thoughts about the warden. Seeing his creepy smile, Chika remembers the people who raped her. Not only the smile, but she also saw the similarity in their eyes, the eyes of a liar. Chika became more nervous being in that place because this was her first time in prison. Now that she sees it, she finally realizes that place is a prison. The people who are in there are murderers just like her. When Chika arrived in her room, she saw a beautiful girl writing. The girl was Onigahara Sayoko. She was a serial killer. Chika read about her case. The perpetrator is a female high school student. A girl who killed young women in higher education by removing their brains. There was a huge shitstorm on the internet because her name was leaked, a psychopath. They got to know each other and Azuma said goodbye to leave them both. Chika seemed nervous being alone with Onigahara because this was her first time sharing a room with a high-class criminal. Onigahara tried to get to know her. Chika was a little surprised because Sayoko seemed friendly to her. She then gave her the rulebook in prison. Sayoko asked Chika what she thought about the place. She thought it was nice, the building was pretty and the guards were nice. Hearing Chika's answer, Sayoko told her what kind of place it was. But suddenly she took off her clothes. While taking off her clothes, she said this place is extraordinary. Before explaining further, she told Chika to take off her clothes too. What did Sayoko do? Why did she take off her clothes? And what secrets are there in the prison? Look forward to the next video. Thank you for watching this video and apologize for any shortcomings in this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.